Hey guys, welcome to episode 10 of the No Hype Zone. I am Seth, over there is Lance. We got our special guest James out west here, which I think we're gonna make him a regular part of the show.
A special guest, the man.
Right.
Emerged.
And then we have Ethan, my guy here. He goes to Desert Vista High School. We brought him along to talk hockey with us because the three of us aren't super hockey nerds. Well, I used to be when I lived back in Buffalo, but my hockey knowledge has fallen off a little bit. So we have Ethan here who's gonna talk hockey. Playoffs have started, and he's going to give his hype and no hype. First of all, where are you from? Where are you originally from?
Originally from Santa Rosa, California, about 50 miles out of San Francisco. So,
Okay.
Just to clear my biases, I'm a huge Coyote fan.
Right out of the gate, I love it. I love it.
So
Yeah.
Your hype.
Yeah.
My hype's probably Coyotes, maybe a little Sharks, depends.
Okay.
And definitely a hype. I hate the Vegas Golden Knights.
Okay. How come?
Just not a big fan.
Okay, that's all right. Were you surprised last year when they went to the finals?
I definitely was surprised. I think no one expected it.
Right.
I think they were all expecting them essentially be last place. I think everyone was expecting them to be. I need a team to throw out there, throw under the bus. Let's do the Sabres.
You giving me? You throwing some shade at me? Okay, that's all right.
Of the last 10 years, so I think everybody kind of thought that.
Yeah. And with most
the
expansion
Knights was
teams.
going to be the Buffalo Sabres. I didn't want to throw that in there, Gary. That's what you were trying to say. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, usually like expansion teams don't do well, but yeah, last year the Vegas Knights was a big
Coyotes,
surprise.
when they came in as the Winnipeg Jets, would be a perfect example. First year, like everyone was thinking they were going to do good, and dead last because they had just won the WHA championship.
Fair enough. Who's your team, James, for hockey?
Oh, I don't have one. I moved from Ohio before the Columbus Blue Jackets were there, so it was never a thing. Didn't play it, so I mean, I've gone to Coyotes games. I'll root for them, I guess. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm with people that are watching hockey, whoever they're rooting for, I'll probably root against just to mess with it.
And for you?
Me, I guess my team would be Blackhawks and Kings.
Okay.
You know, it's that bipolar sports fan, everything LA, Chicago. Now, I'm not going to lie. A couple of years ago, I got into Pittsburgh and was that Nashville, that finals between, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I started liking Pittsburgh a little bit because I got a lot of clients from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So I started liking, the Penguins and kind of followed them last night. And that's why I was asking Ethan. It looked like they lost. I thought they lost the game, but
They lost two.
there was a lot of fighting
The
going on
Islanders,
last
right?
night, right?
Islanders, yeah, there was a fight at the end of the game.
Yeah.
There's a couple fights there last night. I was at the bar last night
Yeah.
watching, and I'm like, wow, man, there's fights are breaking out left. But the old adage was like, I went to a boxing match and a hockey game broke out with all the fights that were going on. And someone had a Gordon Howe hat trick last night, I think, for Columbus.
I couldn't check because I watched part of the game, but I left near the end because it was a blowout.
Yeah.
And the thing I love about the hockey playoffs is that, so for example, I'm going to use an analogy here, or a comparison. In the NBA, you have 8 teams, the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the last 30 years, no team who's ranked 5, 6, 7, or 8 has even made it to the finals. Where in hockey, you never know, man. It's like there's been a couple times where the 8 seed has made it to the finals. Just like right now, what's going on with Columbus and
Colorado
and Tampa Bay.
Well, Colorado now is the lower seed, and I think that could be a big series coming up for
Who's Colorado playing?
the Flames of Calgary. Flames won. It was a really good game on Thursday night, so gonna probably break into highlight mode.
Yeah.
So first 30 minutes of the game, 0-0. It looked like a really good game, and then I can't even pronounce this guy's name. I don't even remember what it is. It's a long one. One of the guys who scored, I think, one goal for the Flames all year long, scores the first goal of the playoffs.
Okay.
And then, of course, the Arizona boy, Matthew Tkachuk, scores the second one of the game, and that is it. Mike Smith, former Coyote goaltender, gets the shutout. And in his first playoff game in 7 years,
Wow.
Nice.
years to carry the Flames to a 1-0 lead. Now, big series coming up, Tampa-Columbus. This one, Game 2 happened last night. Game 1.
But wait, we've got to preface this with Tampa was the #1 seed. They're the President's Cup trophy winner. And for those of you who don't know, President's Cup is
What they give you for finishing first place in
Well,
the regular season.
yes. Yeah.
So you finished first place in your conference, or is it just
Like the
in
whole
the whole
league.
season,
whole league?
and you have the most points too. I know they won 62 games.
They set the NHL record.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
understand. I get the
Wins
points.
and
One team
points.
would
Like
be
they
league.
had the largest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
who's your big gun? Kucherov?
Kuch, actually it's Stamkos.
Okay.
Stamkos, Kucherov just got suspended
For what?
for checking from behind, dirty hit on.
Okay.
I don't know who the guy was. I saw it on the highlights, but it was not a good hit.
Okay.
So, anyway, Jackets, Lightning, game 1 was a very good one, and what I think shocked the world was Columbus was down 3-0 after the first period. Second period, still 3-0. 3 goals third period, since game to overtime. Seth Jones with a blast from the point wins the game for the Jackets, setting them up 1-0. Last night,
no, it's hockey. Boy.
I love it, man. I love it. It's like a blast and
this is
point.
awesome.
You sound like this is great because you sound like you're like on ESPN Sports Center right now, giving us highlights. I wish we could have like a screen in the back, like showing this stuff, so you could like
I'll be
read it off.
looking
Man,
at
that's
this.
great, dude.
That's next.
That's next.
That's awesome,
So,
man.
so-
But what the biggest shocker is, what we're trying to say is because Columbus is 8th and Tampa Bay is 1st, and Columbus is now winning 2 games to nothing.
That's not
right
how
now.
they do the formats anymore, though. They now
Really?
Yeah, it's now based upon division. It's like top 3 each division go, and then they have wild card,
Okay.
which is how my beloved Arizona Coyotes got taken out.
Right.
Which is sad because
I don't
So
know.
they actually, the Coyotes was.
the Coyotes almost had 40 wins and they didn't make the playoffs, and the Blue Jackets had around closer to 35 and they made it.
Okay.
But aren't the Blue Jackets the 8th seed though?
Not Blue Jackets, I'm an Avalanche.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was.
Okay.
Okay, so the Columbus, so game 2 of that series happened last night. It was a slaughter, if I must say so myself. Cam Atkinson, 3 points on the night, had a goal and 2 assists, had
Okay.
an absolute monster of a game, and I think he was one of the main reasons the Jackets won 6-1 last night over the
Okay.
top team. So what coming into this series is the big talk is what could happen with Columbus. And last year they did the exact same thing. They had the top team in the league, I think, Washington, if I'm correct,
Mm-hmm.
had them 2-0 after the first 2 games, blew it. The next 4 games, Washington comes back and wins. So I think game 3 is going to really show, is this going to be an upset or is this going to be same old Blue Jackets?
Well, they have 2-1 right now. Is they in the second right now? 2-0. No, it's 2-1.
Oh, the score.
2-1.
Check out the
2-1.
score.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
What game?
Washington, Carolina.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Hurricanes,
Washington,
Capitals.
Carolina. Okay, well,
they're in the second
2-1, second
period.
period.
okay, back game up now because that's on my list.
It's a live show, everybody. It's a
That's
live.
what
So
I'm
we
talking about.
got
I
highlights.
can throw some hockey in there.
Yeah.
I knew my hockey. I got y'all. All right, there you go.
Yeah, so Caps Canes game 1. If they were in the same exact scenario, Canes, as the Lightning, or not Lightning were up 3-0 on that.
Mhm.
But Jackets, I mean, them and the Canes, 3-0 after first. Canes did attempt a comeback, fell short as Washington put in an empty netter with less than a minute to play to seal the deal. Caps win game 1 4-2 and take a 1-0 lead in the best of 7.
Right.
Series.
I love it, man. You got all this stuff off the top of your head, man. Like just like me in college football, I can rattle off all this college football like stats.
Notre
Left and right.
Dame. Notre Dame's not that good. Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's it.
I
That's
think
it.
that's him making fun. Are you making fun of me?
Notre Dame is not that good.
That's
Notre
good.
Dame is in this
That's awesome.
position. Yeah,
That's
it's
funny.
Notre Dame.
So, well, let's see. Who do you have winning the Eastern Conference? The whole
Eastern
thing?
Conference, to be honest,
Or-
as of right now, with how Tampa's choking, okay, I'm just implying they could
Yeah.
choke. They could choke.
They could, yeah.
Never, can't guarantee it. I think right now Toronto has really turned some heads because
Toronto's only up 1-0, though, right?
I know. Their game 2, by the way, is tonight. I don't know what channel.
5
it's on.
p.m. NBC.
Yes, sir.
NBC.
Is it NBC Sports?
Just says NBC.
NBC
so
regular?
assuming
Okay.
regular
Right.
NBC.
Okay.
Maple Leafs are the underdogs for this game at a +130.
I don't know what plus 130 means, man.
Tampa,
I'm not
I
a
mean,
betting guy.
Tampa and Toronto, I think.
That's for a different show.
I saw both their teams play this
Uh-huh.
season. I think, to be honest, those two are gonna. I was hoping to see them cross paths in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I predicted in my bracket challenge. But I personally think in Boston-Toronto series, I think the Leafs would win. And
Okay.
I mean, we have another Arizona kid there, Austin Matthews.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
Yeah,
That's Connor's-
yeah.
that's
From
Connor's boy.
Scottsdale, the #1 pick in the draft.
That's
a couple years
Connor's
ago,
boy,
man.
right? Isn't that
Yeah.
Connor's boy?
Yeah.
So I actually
Trying to
I
Alice.
trained him.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah, man.
So he, I don't think had a goal or an assist in the game. This series, Boston Toronto, is going to be, I think, the Sharks Knights of the East. So speaking of
Okay.
Sharks Knights, I want to go to the Sharks.
Go ahead, yeah, go
I have
ahead,
a
man.
breakdown to do on this team. So Sharks, game 1, Joe Pavelski takes a shot to the chin, loses several teeth. 5 minutes later, back out on the ice with a.
Those guys are
That's
animals.
what. Yes,
Those
they're
guys
so
He
are
scored
animals.
goals.
Yeah,
Went
dude.
in. Yeah, if you want me to too, I can pull up a clip.
We'll I'm sure we'll check out that clip
Yeah.
on YouTube on your own
Yeah,
time.
you
Alright,
guys
so
yes.
check it out. It's an amazing clip.
Yeah.
They haven't put it up yet as in like a direct play highlight.
Yeah.
So
I'm
watch
sure
the
you
game
can find it.
highlights. It's on a power play. Brett Burns, probably I'd say the guy with the hardest shot in the league, probably other than Erik Karlsson, hits Joe Pavelski right in the. I still can't believe the captain the captain of the Sharks did that. But anyway, Vegas last night struck back 5-3 victory. Very close game. There was actually a very controversial call in that game between Logan Couture and Marc-Andre Fleury. Marc-Andre Fleury,
The goalie.
yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury, former Penguins. I know we have a
That's
Penguin
right.
fan to my right.
Yeah.
Yes, I just jumped on the bandwagon just a little bit.
He's missed all of their
That's all right.
championships.
I just, I don't know nothing besides the logo
So,
and a few friends from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call me a fan.
Couture
Just,
had his second goal of the game,
Either team.
but
I
only
know
to
the
turn
team.
off,
I know
turn
we're
back
black and yellow.
because apparently of goalie interference. In my opinion, I looked at this clip. He did not touch the guy, in my opinion.
Okay.
That is up for the rest, but it, of course, is above our pay grade. We aren't in the NHL. We aren't professional sportscasters.
We are not. Yeah.
So that's
You say yes, we are?
No, I said we're not. I agree
Okay.
with you. So that's how. So that's what
So-
kicked off the fight because I'm trying to figure that out. I didn't see that part. It's
But,
funny.
but truly, an epic game. If you watched it last night, Sharks down 3-1 at the end of the first period, made a comeback. Unfortunately, the comeback did fall short.
Yeah.
Vegas late in the second period tying it on a power play,
Okay.
and then of course the empty netter to seal the deal. Sharks lost the game. They actually pulled Martin Jones, phenomenon from 2 years, to replace him with Aaron Dell, who was very big in the 2016 Cup run when Jones got hurt.
Okay.
So very big.
Right.
So I think they're
Who else do
and
we
then
have?
Winnipeg and St. Louis. There's another upset. Nashville, Dallas. I want to hit on that. after
Okay.
the
They
win.
play at 3:00 today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, game 2.
Game 2 tonight. Dallas is up 1-0.
Dallas. I know that was a shocking game because Dallas was down, I think 1-0, fought back. Preds tied it. Game did not go to overtime though. Final 5 minutes of the third period, Dallas scores, and that's all she wrote. Stars won 3-2, take the 1-0 lead in the series. I think that was a big win because Nashville is the best team as of right now in the Western Conference. So
Okay. So out of all these teams,
we forgot to.
So we
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
Yeah,
Winnipeg, St.
Yeah,
Louis.
team is a breakdown.
So Winnipeg,
Sorry,
St.
sorry,
Louis, game
sorry.
1, all St. Louis actually. Game was very close to a blowout. 4-2 St. Louis win last night. 4-3 St. Louis win, keeping the series alive. Winnipeg put up a great effort last night. I was unable to catch this game because it truly looked like a great game.
Yeah.
Stupid blackout at CNBC. Don't get it.
just go to a bar, man. Tell your parents, hey, can I go to a bar watch a game?
So
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Just go to Native down the street, man. That's where I
Um,
went last night.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
So
not a big Native fan, so.
It's okay.
Agreed.
so we got. So your predictions is Toronto coming out the East and Nashville coming out the West.
No.
Okay.
I believe the Sharks are probably going to take it, and here's why.
Wait.
Sharks are
But
gonna
you,
take
you
this.
said you're a Sharks fan.
This
Is
is the
this
no hype
hype
zone.
or no hype?
This is
Yes.
no
No
hype.
hype. I personally think the Sharks have probably the best defenseman pairing in the entire league of Carlson and Burns.
Okay.
So that's hype.
That actually is no hype.
No hype.
I'm gonna believe him on this one.
I
Yes,
am too.
yeah.
I can't argue.
Then
with
they
that.
have Evander Kane. I mean, Evander Kane was probably the biggest addition last year for that team.
Who did he play for last year?
He played for the Sabres.
I know.
And then
yeah,
they traded him.
I thought he was a WWE character.
I know,
Sounds
right?
like
Yeah.
Kane, I thought
He
yeah.
played for the Jets some years before. Was part of their first ever playoff team. They traded him to the Sabres
Uh-huh.
for Tyler Myers, who I think turned out to be very big for the Jets.
Yeah.
And this team has had probably consistently been of talks of Stanley Cup for years, and they made it to the finals 2016. If
Okay.
you Pittsburgh fans would remember.
See, I told you, I just know people from Pittsburgh. I know the colors of black and gold. Listen, Blackhawks and Kings. I know that's irrelevant right now, but
You want to know something cool about Pittsburgh? The color of the Penguins are what?
black and yellow.
Color
Black and
of the
gold.
Steelers are
Terrible
what?
Black and
teams
gold.
have the same.
The color of the
Yeah.
Pirates are.
Black.
Black and
okay.
yellow.
That's pretty cool, right? That's
It's
what
the
the
only
whole
city-
they're all
it's
they're
the
all
only
city,
city like
yeah.
that.
That's
The only
really
city
cool.
like
man.
that.
Yeah,
has all
wait,
three
has
colors
it
as
even
well.
noticed
Yeah, I like that.
All three colors the same. Well,
Yeah.
so.
So
Black and yellow, okay.
this is
that everybody?
yeah, that is almost. I forgot. I still didn't finish Stark's breakdown.
Okay.
So Logan Couture, in my opinion, probably a generational talent to come out, and he is a true talent. I mean, if you look at just all the goals he scores, it's incredible. And they have Tomáš Hertl, who has kind of been in Couture and Pavelski's shadow, but I think he's gotten his time to shine. Pavelski, a round of applause still for taking a puck to the
to the dome.
chin.
Yeah,
I could not figure out where it hit.
Yeah.
Even on slow-mo, I mean, the puck was probably going that fast. I mean,
Right?
I would probably wouldn't be taking that shot 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
so that's it for right now. NHL Draft Lottery, too. Forgot Devils received the #1 overall pick. Behind them, the Rangers. And then in third, the Blackhawks. What a fall for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh, no. He's throwing shade. Yeah.
From being playoff contenders
Yeah.
to being the third place in the draft lottery.
Everybody has hiccups. Everybody has hiccups.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
sure.
a Chicago team.
I mean, they were a team I was legitimately thinking, okay, they could be in, they could be out. I mean, they were one of my teams I had in on the outs.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got to rebuild. Next year we'll be back.
I know.
So what do you think about Connor McDavid? You think he's gonna return to form, because he's saying he's not gonna have his knee surgery? So
I think he's gonna come back better than ever. And if I've learned one thing is never count someone out because they always win.
okay.
There you go, man.
So Connor McDavid, in my opinion, best player in the world. 2 years in a row, the Oilers have not made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's only one man, Takes 5 guys on the squad to.
Do you feel the poke coming on? Do you feel the poke coming on when he said that? It's
No.
like, it's like-
Oh,
I always feel like this long poke. Just, okay. Stay on high.
Wait, do you think I'm trying to talk about Westbrook right now?
See, even though if he was saying that, okay.
No, yeah, we're not on Westbrook
So-
yet.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
give me your Western Conference and your Eastern Conference final, and then who's going to be in the Stanley Cup final?
I
Or who's gonna win the
personally,
Stanley
Western
Cup final,
Conference final, I believe,
Hype.
could be.
Go hype.
So hype, of course, is going to be probably San Jose and the Jets. Actually, I think the Jets. I'm a big fan of Mark Scheifele. Had a lot of respect for him.
Okay.
I think the Jets could come back against St. Louis.
Okay.
I think it's
even with Le'Veon Bell, I don't even know he knows how to skate.
Yeah. Winnipeg Jets, James.
Oh,
Winnipeg
Winnipeg.
Jets.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I think Jets Sharks, that would be a very entertaining final, or Sharks Preds. I mean, it could go either way. For the East final though, this one's divided. I think Toronto could probably topple Tampa Bay. I think that would be a huge upset if Columbus doesn't take them out already.
So is hype is you saying Winnipeg and Toronto? Is that what you saying?
No, Winnipeg, San Jose.
Winnipeg,
for
San Jose.
West. Eastern Conference, I think it's going to be Caps and Toronto.
So I need your no hype. Which one is your team for the
So
no hype?
no hype, I'd have to go probably as of right now, Islanders. I think the Islanders as of right now have caught fire.
Okay. All
And
right.
they are going to either go really close or go all the way.
So no hype is the
Islanders.
Islanders
In the East and who's in the West?
And in the West we got
San Jose.
San Jose.
Okay. So
So-
hype San Jose, no hype San Jose. Or did I get that wrong?
Hype and no hype San Jose.
I like
Okay,
that
okay,
stuff. I
okay,
do that
okay,
all the time.
okay,
I'm always
yeah,
like, I do say that.
I think
Okay.
that, I mean, I know people are going to say he's biased down in the comments. If you want to, you can.
It's okay. Okay.
But San Jose this year
I love that things
has
make
had
comments.
a better
Right.
year than average.
So
Last year
that's
they
the comments.
last year they had the sweep of the Ducks first round, and they
Yeah.
went up against Vegas, and Vegas was the juggernaut last
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
and took them out. I mean, props to Vegas, you took out my team. Not so props to Vegas. you took out
Now
my
I see
team.
where this is coming from.
Yeah,
I
okay,
wonder
Vegas-
why you
Vegas
Vegas,
like-
Vegas Golden Knights. I'm like, what did they do to you?
Yeah.
They just got here.
Right.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah, it's too new.
So
Right on. So, and for those of you out there who don't know much about hockey, it's called the Stanley Cup Final. There's no S at the end of finals. A lot of people don't know that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Right on.
it's always
Now let's talk about you, man. Let's talk about this cup. Let's talk about
Good
you
job,
played for.
Ethan. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Good job, son.
Yeah.
so.
Tell us what happened.
To be honest, the regular season kind of was one of my best ones. Just
Leading goal
wasn't-
scorer.
yeah,
Right?
I did.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, team was great this year. We worked hard. came together and we had a little bit of a rough start, but sometimes championship teams don't have the best starts, and
It's true.
And coaching was good. Even the away coaches seemed like they were good, and I think it was a very positive experience all around. And
There you go.
I'd do it again, but I don't know if I will.
So you was the leading goal scorer. You
For
trained in
Desert
Atlas.
Vista.
You trained in Atlas and you
Yes.
trained in Set.
Wait,
So
let's don't call
yeah,
it. He was already good before he came to me.
but
man.
I'm just
He was
saying,
already really
I'm
good.
just saying that it's kind of good to see you go out there and dominate and be the
Yeah.
cleaner of your team and be
Yeah.
the man. And you part of the family because you come in and train. We when you win, we all win.
Yeah,
I know
there
you
you
don't
go.
like to hear that. We sharing this win.
Hopefully,
There you go.
you guys get to see this thing back some other
Yeah,
time.
no, this is really
So-
cool. I do have to say that even for NHL, they have the best trophy out of all 4 major sports.
Yeah,
having
I
a
agree.
cup that's real. Look at the size of
Well,
this
and
thing.
everything that goes along with it.
I've actually have seen
Yeah.
the real cup. It is very similar
Yeah.
to this in height. Like it's a little taller. It's
Well,
like
they have more
probably
rings to
about
put
this.
on. They got a lot more rings.
Right.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
this is
There's a lot
because
more.
this has been word out since 11-12, which
Yeah.
is very, very special. So,
Yeah.
So no Ovechkin stuff was going on with this cup, like sleeping in the bed with the cup.
okay, let's not go there.
I mean, I'm just saying, 'cause I know
No,
Ovechkin did a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
lot.
To be
Now,
honest,
y'all
if
can
I've
go
learned
Kool-Aid,
if I've
man.
learned one thing, this is what they told me: do not do anything with it in the bowl, because God only knows where that's been.
I say that for the professionals. I look at them, all the stuff they do with the
I
cup. I'm
understand
like,
why.
that's a biohazard or something.
I mean, I get it's tradition. I get
Yeah.
it's tradition.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah,
thing's
like I said,
had
you don't know. These are
7,000
teenage
mental
boys.
science.
Exactly.
Amongst other things.
Yeah.
Food,
Right.
drinks. I've seen beer. They drink. Nashville drinks beer out of catfish and then throws them on the
Oh my
ice.
goodness.
And
That's
Something like that.
that's what Detroit does with the octopus,
Yeah.
but
in Nashville, they
They
do
do
a
something
catfish.
like that?
They pour a beer and a catfish and then
Uh-huh.
drink the beer out of the catfish
Oh,
and then throw
that
the
hurts my
catfish.
stomach.
Oh,
just
that's
thinking.
awesome, man. That's cool.
that is
Man,
awesome.
Yeah.
But that sounds like something that would
Yeah,
not
that's
work.
The
different.
Tennessee
man.
Titans offensive lineman did it.
Okay.
So there was big. They showed that. That's how I know. Tied back and
All
forth.
right,
Well,
well,
okay. That's some good knowledge.
this is just my show's kind of part of show with hockey. If you guys
This is the longest hockey take we've had, and we appreciate that. We want to have you come back on
It's fantastic.
later on in the
Yes,
playoffs
good
too, so
job.
we can
probably
share.
for the final. The final should be interesting this
Yeah.
year.
I want you to give us like the same breakdown because I almost feel like I'm in.
I don't. If you guys want me to come back some overtime, it can. I just don't think it's gonna happen right away. To be honest, I don't
That's
think I'm
okay.
gonna have that good of knowledge. It's only because there's only been 2 games played.
That's okay, man.
That's
But
good
hey,
stuff.
it's a prediction. You know what I'm saying? It's like we have all this information. We make a prediction. That's okay. I'm not right all the time with my predictions, and
I
that's
have
okay.
my NHL bracket challenge. I think my bracket's done for first
Oh,
round.
man,
I had
not yet,
Tampa
not yet.
and San Jose for the final. This was before the playoffs started,
Yeah.
which would have been better because.
So similar to like an NCAA college basketball bracket, you're saying?
Yeah, I kind of did that. It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
truly an amazing thing to do, and especially when you get to join your favorite clubs the league and hopefully win some merch from them. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, they do that. I'm entering into the Jets, Sharks. I just chose Jets because why not? They did used to have the Coyotes there in the 90s.
That's
In
true.
fact, Arizona Coyotes used to be called the Winnipeg Jets before they relocated.
Wow,
That's
that's
right,
good
yeah.
knowledge.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
All right. That's our hockey take or hockey hype.
That's hockey talk.
Yes.
Nice.
Which, and I feel like,
Like
I
we're
wish-
Detroit hockey town or something, right?
and I feel like hockey
one
could
more
be
thing
more.
for
Go
you
ahead.
guys.
Go ahead.
The Hurricane Storm Surge celebrations, if
Oh,
you've
yeah.
seen those. I don't know if you guys have seen them. They're
Definitely
absolutely hilarious. Don Cherry, the most famed hockey broadcaster.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
You know what? Can I play a clip on here?
You can. I don't know if they'll be able to hear it.
It probably. If you guys aren't able to hear it, sorry.
But basically saying, so the Carolina Hurricanes do a huge celebration. This is after they score a goal or after they.
No, it's after they win, and Don Cherry absolutely hate this. They have a
Okay.
fun.
Right,
follow
I
with
seen
cherries.
Don
Okay.
Cherry talk about and tell him how
Yeah.
immature and how Bush League and how terrible they was. And I seen that
I
clip.
like it, man. It kind of.
This is a photo of one
That's
they
fun.
did
I
in
like
Limbo.
that.
So hold on for a second. Here's my hype on hockey. I wish more prominent 4-letter networks and 3-letter networks would talk more about hockey, because then hockey would then get more of a buzz.
Yes,
There's almost like
yeah.
zero buzz to it, you know.
Well,
the
college
playoffs
hockey
are the
too.
best.
College hockey too. Final Four. Forgot.
Yeah, the
Well,
Frozen
not Final
Four.
Four. Frozen
Four.
Four.
Yeah.
In Steph's hometown.
Yes, in Buffalo. I wish.
Okay, looks like we aren't going to get the Carolina Hurricane Storm Surge, but
That's all right.
here's a little hint.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
watched that clip
I can
with
see
Don
what they're
Cherry.
doing. So he basically called it like classless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classless.
Took a real
The
shine
bunch-
to it.
They're a bunch of jerks.
But my thing is, this guy is one of the most flamboyant color commentators in the game. He goes out his way for attention, and then he sees these guys celebrating, and he has a problem with that.
Sounds like the world today.
Right, it's crazy.
Great point. Great point.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there's our hockey talk.
so is it unsportsmanlike or is it not unsportsmanlike?
Yeah.
I think
I think
it's
it's
just guys trying to be.
I
have some
think
fun.
in this day and age, look at baseball. We get excited when you see a bat flip. I
Yep.
think you get excited when you see somebody do something awesome.
Yep.
At the end of the game, if you didn't like it, beat them.
Yep.
If you don't like it, stop them.
So,
You
Well,
sound like
can't
Bill
be-
Belichick.
or if you
Welcome
can't
to the
beat
new
them,
age.
Join them. Yeah, there you go.
Welcome to the new age. There you go.
All right.
radioactive.
There you go, man.
Man, we got this great Masters going on right now, man. Who is this, Tiger or is that Tony Fanu?
No, Tiger's done for the day.
Okay.
So, you guys can't see it, but just like last week, we had a baseball game going on last week behind the camera there. Now we have the Masters going on right now. Of course, the big talk is Tiger's in the hunt.
Tiger's in the hunt. We
But
got
look-
Ricky Fowler. You got Molinari. I can't pronounce a lot of these guys.
Who's leading right now?
Tony Finau. What's that? How do you pronounce his
Tony
name?
Finau.
Fanu. He's got 11 under.
He's leading.
Yeah, he's leading. They say 11 under right now, but the group is pretty much between 9 and 8 under right now. Yesterday I was watching this for like 2-3 hours, watching everybody from what's the boy from ASU?
John Rahm.
John Rahm.
Yep.
He was paired up with Tiger,
Yep.
and then you had Ostasian.
Oosthuizen. Louis Oosthuizen.
I can't
from
pronounce
South
none of
Africa,
these
yeah.
names, so
Yeah.
I apologize in
Yeah.
advance. But yesterday's Master made me feel like I was watching golf 10 years ago,
Yeah.
when everybody was glued to the TV to see where Tiger was. If he was gonna come back, he gave you the fist pumps. He was hitting
I
those
saw
long
that,
20.
yeah, with that long putt.
Man, 20, but he couldn't hit those little within 5-yard putts.
Yeah.
If he'd have hit just half of those, he'd have been in the league yesterday.
Yeah.
So it was just, it's great. And this boy here,
Yeah.
Tony Fanu, for now, he's
Yeah.
he's having a game.
There's your boy right there.
Yep, and
Oh,
Tony
Tiger's
Finau
okay.
is, in
Tiger
my
is-
opinion, he'll falter tomorrow.
Yeah, you think Tiger's
Tiger's in the hunt. He's 3 back. He's going to be wearing already red. He's going to be wearing championship red tomorrow.
And it's such a
Without a doubt.
mind, it's such a mental thing when Tiger's in the hunt and you're up front, you're like, oh shoot,
Exactly.
here he comes, you
Yeah.
know.
You think Webb Simpson's going to hold him off?
No.
Ricky Fowler
No.
is
I'm
not
rooting for
holding
Ricky. I'm a huge Ricky
I
Fowler
love Ricky.
fan.
Ricky's
Me too.
one of the coolest
Me too.
cats, man. Ricky
Yeah.
is awesome. When the kids from ASU love getting his autograph
Yeah.
whenever he comes here for the Western Open. Is that the Western Open that they have?
It's
at,
the
Waste
Waste
Management.
Management.
Waste Management Open. So I got the kids over at Polytech. They go see him, and he's
Right.
always giving good autographs and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
My
But
golf
nice
teammates
guy.
were at
I
that
think-
this year representing our school, so I play golf as well.
Fantastic.
okay, but
No, I do not pull Happy Gilmore's.
all right.
That is actually against the rules here, which stinks
Oh, really?
because I actually would do it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But yeah, I agree with James. The way Tiger is he's showing that confidence. He's showing that like he's back on the prowl again. And I just feel like tomorrow he's gonna come in with that red. I don't think he's thinking about his back. I don't think he's thinking about his knees. Yesterday he was almost taken out by a cameraman.
No, it's
Security.
Yeah.
Security
I saw
slipped
that.
and hit him, and I thought that was going. I was like, "Oh no!" And then they had a what was
Turned
that?
his ankles.
He turned his ankle, and then he had hit this one shot. The ball landed like I believe 4 or 5 feet away from the cup.
Yeah.
And they had to turn on the sirens because they thought lightning was in the area. And Tiger just lost his mind. Tiger walked off like, because he was in the zone at that
Yeah.
point. But he came back and he was putting on the show. But man, this is one of the best Masters I've seen in a long time, man.
Yeah, they had yesterday the lead, 5, 6 or some guys that were in the lead.
5, most ever.
And it was like 3 of them were previous winners, which is like the first time since like 1960 something. I heard on the radio yesterday that had happened, so that's exciting. So good
And it's
for
something like
that.
64 players made the cut, most ever. Most
Okay.
ever to make the cut.
Wow.
4 or 5 amateurs made it. That's the most since '99.
Okay.
Like this course for the golf people out there played really well, and because of the 10-stroke difference making the cut, people that were +3 made the cut. That's
Wow.
why there's so many.
Okay.
So
No, we shall see.
baseball right now just
We're going
just had a
baseball. We're going
live-
baseball.
Just had a live update. Twins, Tigers, 3-4. Twins, or someone had the bases loaded and just shut down. So
Okay.
should be interesting. So
So
big
look, it's,
preview of matchups today right now. There's only one left, which is Phillies Marlins. That is at 3:10 p.m.
And you're a Phillies fan.
I'm a Philly fan. I'm hoping
Yeah.
we win this year.
Yeah.
We had a great start, and
Yeah.
Giants though. I'm also a Giant fan because I'm a Giant.
Looks like Seth's favorite team, the Yankees, is beating the White Sox right now.
No, they won. It's over.
Oh, it's over. Yeah, 4-0. Yep.
Yankees.
Is that because it said Westbrook earlier? Because we interjected Westbrook. Man.
Orioles, Red Sox, so 9-5, second final.
See, my Reds. So this is a crazy year so far, even though it's still early. The teams that we thought were going to be good are not. The teams that we thought were going to be crappy are good.
Dodgers. Oh my gosh, how many years in a row has LA dominated the NL West? I predicted them in the no hype to win the NL West.
I predict them every year in the no hype. You know, we like bridesmaids. We get there, we don't win. You know, we got a guy named Kershaw.
Who's coming back on Monday, by the way.
Yeah, but he's great in regular season, playoff. I'm just going to say that he disappears. I understand.
Falling off.
Very quickly, as us Giants fans would say, but...
See, I know Giants fans.
This actually, speaking of Kershaw...
Most of us are bandwagoners. I am a true Giants fan. I've been a Giants fan since... not before. I've actually been for the Dynasty, so...
Okay. Well, speaking of the Dodgers and Kershaw, this might be good for the Dodgers that he's starting a little bit late, so he can save his arm a little bit. Chris Sale, who's now 0-3 for the Red Sox, said, "Hey, I'm kind of tired. I pitched a lot last year. I'm not up to my usual self, which is why I'm not doing too well this year." So
didn't he have an off season?
I agree, but he pitched so much last year.
But he had an off season.
There is an off season,
and then he had spring training where they could have monitored his pitching. He wasted the regular season to say, "I need to take a break." This is what you do in spring training.
Hey,
What's
man,
an excuse?
I'm not the Red Sox, front office,
I know.
Unfortunately, I can't, make those
What happened?
decisions.
I thought they did Moneyball some years. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, Moneyball.
Yeah.
Has Brad Pitt in it. Good movie. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
No, it's good. It's good.
I think it said they won the 2004 World Series on Moneyball. I think the A's still play that game, Moneyball.
I think they are, in a sense, they still play a little bit of that, So
Just for the hockey thing, and that is definitely what the Coyotes are doing. They have so many low-paid contracts. It's incredible.
They're all about the analytics.
World Series last year.
Last year,
I think it was Dodgers.
Who won the World Series last year? Oh, that's right. The Red Sox did, right? So could it be that maybe I'm making a point that maybe Chris Sale enjoyed his off season instead of rehabbing because they won.
Wasn't it Dodgers Red Sox last year World Series?
Yeah, and the Red Sox won, right? Chris Sale pitched for them, last year. So I'm thinking,
wait, how many years in a
could
row?
be, but then at the same time, Kershaw. This did happen to Kershaw this year. Is that early on in spring training, he was like, "Oh, hey, my shoulder hurts," like almost like the first day. So he's been out since the first day. And that was my take as well. Like, Kershaw, you knew you had spring training coming up here pretty soon. What were you doing in the offseason?
Exactly.
So
that drives me nuts. Yeah, the Cleveland baseball team, they're about to get it on.
Yep,
KC in a little bit. So
hoping
we
they
got a lot of good baseball going on.
we got smoked yesterday, 8-1. It was not pretty.
Who'd you guys play?
Can't say Royals.
Okay.
I know the Cubs is
Twins top of the 8th right now, 3-4, 1 out, and a guy on first, 1-1. Pitch, I don't know, is that bat? Hicks J. So
There's your play-by-play right there.
Play right there. So.
Well, our buddy Patrick went to the D-backs Padres game last night, and he showed me a really nice play that Machado. Yeah, Patrick, your favorite player, Machado, made a really nice play.
Yeah, he was a dirty player. He was the Dodgers. Now all of a sudden he's your hero.
Crazy. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Angels right now up 5-2 over the Cubs, top of 7th.
That's the Cubs are just falling fast like a rock.
What's the record? 5 and what does it say?
5 and 8.
Yeah,
Angels are 7-7 though. I think the Angels are looking good this year.
Well,
7-7 this time around.
Still early.
Nationals, Pirates though. The Pirates have come out of a slump. 7-5 right now.
Yeah.
They are in the top of 4th. They are tied at 0.
How are your Phillies doing right now?
Phillies they don't start until 3:10. My Giants though, just big bottom of the 3rd. 2 runners on 2nd and 3rd, and Giants are up because Giants were at home last night.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Rockies 3-11 though. Last year the Rockies were good for some time. Trevor Story.
Yeah. A lot of
I
strikeouts.
watched a game some years ago with my friend for his birthday. We were celebrating a D-back game. Trevor Story hits 3 home runs.
That's kind of when he got put on the map his rookie season. I remember that against the D-backs. It's really early on.
And it was incredible. I mean, he hit game-winning home run, and then try to guess who blew the game for the D-backs.
I don't know.
What year was this?
Rodney. My mom
Yeah,
sent me
yeah,
a
yeah.
My mom sent me
That
a
guy.
meme one time with him. He's like, I'm Santiago Castillo. I'm Fernando Santiago Castillo.
Yeah.
Like whatever. It was a meme. It was goofy. Also,
All right.
why does he wear his hat like this? Like, where's it like he's a part of a game? I never figured that out.
I guess that's his style. But I guess, do we have any more baseball we want to interject? It's a long season.
It is.
We can
Posey,
get-
Giants have just taken the lead, 1-0. Posey just
Posey,
did
Posey.
something.
But we can get more into the minutia of baseball later because guess what starts today, Lance?
The playoffs! The NBA playoffs, the best time of the season, the best time of the year for a sports fan. Because I'm biased towards basketball, I believe that this is when my blood starts flowing through my body a little bit better. Just the air smells better. The color of the trees get a little bit greener. I love the NBA playoffs. There's so much garbage and drama and stuff and everything that you like. In the words of Seth, the minutia
Actually,
of
there's a game right now.
the playoffs.
There's a game on right
is
now.
like beautiful.
Nets and Sixers. Nets right now up 100-86 over Knitters. 8 minutes, 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And later today at 2 p.m., Magic and Raptors. I know a couple of fans who are indeed Raptor fans, and yes, it's ironic they actually have fans.
Yeah. They're a good team, man.
No,
They're a good team
Magic
this year.
though doing today. My hometown team, the Warriors, taking on the Clippers. That should be a good game. 5 p.m. I'm not gonna watch it because I'm not a basketball fan. I absolutely despise the NBA.
That's okay.
I'm not gonna. I'll throw that out there. I'm not a big NBA fan, but I sometimes will watch the finals.
All right.
I remember watching when Golden State won the cup in San Jose. So
Fair
not
enough.
cup, but I don't. What do you,
The
what do
final,
you guys call
finals.
Finals championship
Finals.
trophy.
It's a Larry O'Brien trophy.
it? Well, that's
Yeah.
literally what they call it.
Yep, the Larry O'Brien.
All right, Lance. Go ahead.
Nah,
Fire away.
you know, me and James are sitting over here. I don't know if you've seen us tapping back and forth. So James, go on at it, man, because I see you got your stuff ready to go, and I'm gonna catch the alley-oop from James. So
About basketball.
yeah, because you know we got this breaking news. You know, Luke Walton just became the head coach of Sacramento.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So that's why he
quick.
got fired
She
yesterday.
got fired yesterday, got hired today.
I don't think he got fired. He knew that he was going.
It
That
was like a mutual
he
thing.
knew that Sacramento wanted him.
Yeah.
And he knew that his time was like limited with the Lakers, and he didn't know where he stood with the team. So he just said, you know what, you guys.
So I can segue into, because I know you want to say something right now, segue into, didn't Magic want to get rid of him? And then Magic got rid of himself anyway?
This really throws
That's crazy.
a wrench in things. Because the whole Magic Johnson thing, it was out of the blue. Didn't let Jeannie Buss know, didn't let anybody know. Just like, oh, and by the way, I'm not going to be here. I'm done. It's not fun anymore. And I understand that, but he said basically he didn't want to have to fire a man, Luke Walton, who he likes and
He
respects,
He loves.
Well, I thought he did want to get rid of him, but she
Didn't-
didn't want to keep him.
No, she wanted to keep him. He wanted to get rid of him, but he didn't want to fire him.
Okay, I got
Because
you.
he can't do that. Like, it's not in him. It's not
Right.
in him. It's just not Magic. That's not who he is.
Yeah.
And the fact that this happened tells me it's more than that. Because he made it sound like, I don't want to fire him, so I'm going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And now, the dude left anyway, so why did you really leave? Does he know that they're not going to get somebody there next year? Did the experiment of getting LeBron there and it not panning out the way he thought it was going to? Or is it the fact that, with what he said about, I can't even reach out to Dwayne Wade and congratulate him?
I think.
Because I believe that.
Yeah.
Part of that, I believe that.
Okay.
You know, I want these young guys want to be mentored by me, Magic Johnson. And I can't do that because I'm the GM. Well, you knew that going in. I mean, you've been around basketball your whole life. You didn't all of a sudden just start mentoring people.
Yeah.
You've been doing that all of a sudden. So I think it's also convenient timing because now he can go out and recruit players for the Lakers and not be a part of the
Did
Lakers.
not tell you that.
You
I
said that,
said
that's such
I
like a
said
loophole,
that
man.
same
Jerry
exact
West
thing.
was a GM in other places to help the Lakers.
Yep.
He made trades to the Lakers to get, I mean, am I
How,
right?
how did they not monitor that or like?
It only got
I
stopped
don't
one time.
understand that.
It only got stopped one time, and that was the Chris Paul trade. When
I
David started saying,
remember
"Oh, we can't have that happen."
Mhm.
But other than that, I mean, this is what Magic's going to do. He's going to go be a recruiter for the Lakers, like he always has been.
Mhm.
But now he's not the GM. Listen, I was just there. I can tell you that LeBron is ready. He's fresher than ever.
Yeah.
You know, whatever he wants to do. You know, here, have a Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know,
That was a
whatever
big-
Magic does.
That
You
was
know?
that was like kind of a big shock, to be honest, with the Lakers not making it.
Not to me, but that's for another day.
But everything James is saying, I said those exact words, James. Said Seth looked at me like, no, but why'd you say that? And I said, listen, they run their organization like it's family. They don't run it like a corporation. You always a Laker. So because of the fines he was getting, he couldn't go out and just talk to the other players, and this little monster like
Magic couldn't be Magic.
Right. Well, they're creating a monster in Pelinka, and now for the rest of the league, everybody's saying you can't go over there because that's Kobe's agent, and that was Kobe's old agent, and I guess he had burnt a lot of bridges with a lot of GMs before he became the GM of the Lakers. So they're sticking to the Lakers. The rest of the league is ganged up to make sure that nobody helps improve the Lakers. So now, with Magic not being where he is, just like James said, he can go out and go work with a Ben Simmons who wants to work with him over the summer, a Kawhi Leonard who wants to work with him, all these other players, and without being the president of the Lakers, he can say, your game look good in LA, or
But I will say that he even with that, that's not going to necessarily make players go play in LA. I don't think Kawhi Leonard's going to go play with LeBron. I don't think these guys are going to go there and play. I don't see it. Who's going to be their coach? Like, who's going to coach that team?
They haven't picked one up yet, right?
They haven't picked one up yet. I keep hearing Ty Lue because he put LeBron in his place.
Which
he did, but Monty Williams would be all right. Is Monty Williams ready?
Monty Williams, I think he's ready. Monty Williams is very well respected. At one point in time, I believe he was an assistant with OKC when OKC went to the finals.
He was.
And he's one of those assistant coaches like Mo Cheeks. He can whisper to these players. So if he gets over there, a lot of players I believe will want to play for him. And this thing about these players don't want to come over and play with the Lakers. I just think that it's not so much. I don't think it's so much this LeBron thing. LeBron, yeah, he's a tough player, but it's no organization in LA right now. LA is a dysfunction. Mm-hmm. It's so dysfunctional that players doesn't believe that if I come over here, I'm going to get a chip. They just think they're going to be a part of whatever the media crap that the Lakers people deal with. So with that being said, I do believe I have to disagree with James that I believe that Magic will be able to kind of break this mold that everybody is in as far as not joining the Lakers, and I think he'll be able to get over there. It may not be Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is nice with Philadelphia, but you're about a year away from Anthony Davis. You may get some of these college players that you can start talking to, or some of the, whoever, these free agents out here. Everybody wants to play like Magic. So get one player to come over there, and the next thing you know, the floodgates is going to open up, and purple and gold is going to be raining again.
Well, and right here is a good point. Look at Brooklyn beating on Philly 105-92, but the point is who's in there right now running game? D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
And what happened? Matt Johnson. He's not my point guard. We're gonna go get LeVar Ball,
right.
and we're gonna trade this kid.
Right.
This kid is about to lead. This kid is about to lead them to a 1-0, series victory in stunning fashion. They're winning by 17 points.
But my point about that, James, is a cat like D'Angelo Russell right now. He has that chip on his shoulder. He had
that chip when he came in the league. You don't understand.
But I don't think he kept it, though.
No.
Okay.
He was there when Kobe's last year. Mm-hmm. These guys, first off, are not ready to be professionals in any sense of the mean. That's why he's ready now, because he should have stayed in college for 3 more years. Some guys are, but it's not even about being in Ohio State anywhere. He wasn't ready. He's too immature. And then he was in a locker room with immature people, and Kobe was checked out. I ain't got time for these young bloods that don't play like me.
They're giving him a hard time because he wasn't helping them out.
Right, so that's another reason goes into, that's why Kobe Bryant will not come back and help the Lakers do anything while LeBron James is there. He's not going to help further that guy's career.
Okay.
So I think you have to cut everybody out of who's a Laker that could come in and be with the Lakers. You got to bring in somebody from the outside.
Yeah, you got to bring in a seasoned GM, a seasoned president, somebody that's not part of the Laker family. But the Lakers is always dug from, if you're an announcer for the Lakers, you got a good chance of being the head coach. That's how it is.
That's very true. So maybe Mark Jackson will be a good fit because everybody respects him.
I've heard that. I've heard Mark Jackson.
Everybody respects him. He understands Golden State Warriors game. Mm-hmm. He's an LA pastor. His church is in LA, so he spends a lot of time there. He's a home base for sure.
I didn't know that.
So to me, that makes a lot of sense. But again, what's that going to do? I don't. Man, it's tough. Like Pelinka was Magic Johnson's agent too. He was Magic's agent. Magic gave him to Kobe, like, this is who you want to work with. And now they butted heads in there. Magic's not a good evaluator of talent.
Yeah, that's true.
And instead of tying his name to, Magic's all about his name being tied to positivity, winning, the glory years, Starbucks, you know, all these good things that are out there for people. That's what he did. He wants to make money on his name. He can't do that being the Lakers GM because when they're doing bad, he's doing bad. He wants to go back to smiling and shaking hands.
Yes, yep.
He wants to be a greeter. He basically wants to be a Walmart greeter.
Yeah.
But at LA and be that guy.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Could they just have him like literally serve as the greeter? Hello, welcome to the Lakers.
I mean, essentially,
Enjoy
that's what
having
he's
your
always
career
done.
wasted
And that's
for
what
the
he'll go
rest
back
of
to
the time.
doing. He does it for the Dodgers. He'll do that for the Lakers. Give it a year or two. They make any kind of a playoff run, Magic Johnson will be in the owner's box in the next June.
Yeah. And how many times have we seen this, like a really, really amazing player tries to go on and be a front office guy or a president or a GM or something like that, and or even a coach, you
It
know?
doesn't really work all the
Yeah,
time.
Magic trying to be a coach.
But with that theory, Jerry West is the best executive.
Sure, there's exceptions to
ever.
every rule.
Right,
I
right.
totally
Larry
agree.
Bird did a really good job at all levels.
Yeah,
Indiana.
he
He
did.
was,
Yeah.
he was NBA Coach of the Year. He was a GM of the Year, right? I
Yep.
mean, he got him there, and maybe that's what was pushing Magic because of his tie with Larry.
Jerry West wasn't trying to be the logo. He was trying to be the GM.
Yeah.
Larry Bird wasn't trying to be the one who turned around and hit you with the fadeaway. He was trying to be a GM. Magic comes in being Magic. And
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan wanted to be Jordan, the silhouette. And it took him now to go out and get somebody like Kupchak out there to kind of help him. Now, Charlotte just barely missed the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're in an interesting situation because you got Kimba, who has to get
He's a free
re-signed
agent.
again. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a free agent.
Now that could be a Laker.
Yeah, and that could be, I don't know about that though. I don't know about that. They said that he would fit in good with LA right now because he's just what LeBron needs. So
The trade was in place for him to go to Cleveland 2 years ago,
Okay.
and they never pulled the trigger. Same thing with, we were supposed to get Oladipo, the Cavs were, and Kyrie was supposed to go to Indiana, and then they kiboshed it. That's not the owner. The owner wanted to do those things because the owner wanted to draft Oladipo. Like there's so many inner workings that, you know, a guy liked a guy 5 years ago, and you never know. Maybe if you get the right timing, we'll match up.
Okay.
That could be a Kemba Walker for
Okay.
sure.
okay.
And speaking
I can't disagree.
Speaking of free agency, we had this discussion the other day with your boy Durant. Is Durant going to go to New York? I'm sorry.
I think that my point on it, and this is the hype one. The
Okay.
hype on it is, I believe that Durant needs to go to New York to solidify his greatness.
I agree with that.
He's great. To me, he's the best player in the league. You got Giannis and KD, but KD, like I said last week when I called in, KD has a handle that's just outstanding. KD can give you everything.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he has that Warriors fiery heart that he can win championships, that's the thing that Giannis doesn't have. KD has that championship experience and MVP in the finals. Now, but the thing is, he's not getting that respect. That still looks like Steph's team. As a matter of fact, I've even heard that as long as Clay and Steph and Draymond is there, Golden State is still the team that can beat anybody. Yeah, you need a KD and a Boogie, but that is the nucleus. So if he
But we
goes,
talk about KD more than we talk about Steph, though.
well, we talk about KD, but at the end of the day, the basketball people, like how Patrick is a baseball guy,
Yeah.
they never respected KD for going to Golden State. It made sense. He won a championship. He plays well. I believe that it's like he's the he fits that dragon leg. He's one of those. He's a sharpshooter. He's the biggest sharpshooter. With Clay and Steph, you got two other little baby dragons there who can kill it. I'm sorry, that's just my mindset, how I look at it. So with him going to New York, if he goes to New York and he makes them a championship team, it's like what LeBron did when he came back to Cleveland, and to Cleveland to become a champion.
But hold on, why don't we respect Durant for going to Golden State?
I said
Are you serious?
What's wrong with that?
What's
Why
wrong
not?
with that? Dude, they were up.
tell him. I'm not gonna say it,
Killing
James.
me.
Tell him, James.
Okay,
Go ahead, say it,
up.
James.
3-1.
Right?
They had a chance to bury them and didn't get it done.
Yep.
And then he knew, well, we aren't going to beat that team, so I'm going to have to go join that team because it's all about getting one championship.
Yep.
Right.
So my question is this: if he leaves, it'll make him, in my opinion, it's what he needs to do for his own personal legacy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also going to tarnish it because it's like now we know you left just to win a championship. You left to go there just to win because that's the easy way out. And now that you've got a few, you want to strike out on your own with a team that's you're probably never going to win a championship with, but you're going to hold all these records. So do you want to win 5 or 6 with them, with Golden State, and be a part of that? and be a part of a team of all these guys together did all this, or do you want to be over here and I run this team and I run New York and I'm scoring 35 a game and we make the playoffs because I can do that in the East, but I don't want a championship game. But I got 3 already, so 20 years from now, when I retire, I have 3 championships. No one's going to remember that I left to play for 7 other teams afterwards. We're going to look at 35,000 points I scored.
Exactly.
So
we're going to look at what I did and then let revisionist history, because that's what we do in this world right now is revisionist history. We go back and everything was great. People will forget this that this happened. They go, oh yeah, he went to New York because he was trying to save New York. It wasn't that he was weaseling his way out.
If he wins that, go ahead, sir.
But my thing is, as a free agent, you can go wherever you want.
That is true. It was his right.
Right.
Doesn't mean it was the right choice for the league.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the right choice for the league.
Okay.
Because look at what it did. And I'm not saying that just.
But
I'm
they
saying
were
that
already
only as a
winning
Cavs
otherwise.
fan.
Golden State was already.
No,
stop.
Let me stop you right there.
No.
So, like I
They were already
said,
going downhill.
let me say this:
Come
when
on.
OKC was playing Golden State, and Golden State was up. OKC was up 3-1.
Right.
I know it because I was rubbing it in everybody's face. I thought that this was the time that we was gonna get over on Golden State, and we was gonna see Cleveland in the finals because it would have been a chance for OKC to go back at LeBron because they got a chance. They lost to them in 2000, I believe it was 12, when LeBron was in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So everything James said was true about that 3-1, and then he decides to join Golden State. If he leaves Golden State and wins 1 championship in New York or somewhere else, that's going to be bigger than the 3 or 4 championships he's won in Golden State. Now you say he's a free agent; he can go anywhere he wants
Wherever
to.
he wants.
But at that particular time, the league, anybody could have won. It was balanced
There's
throughout the
parity
league.
for sure.
And when he went to Golden State, everything, the balance of power just went straight to Golden State. You had anybody who could have picked it up. You had the East that was balanced out. You had the West at any time. I ain't talking to you,
cereal.
but real talk, anybody from the West had an opportunity. You had San Antonio still was a great team. You had the Rockets who was coming up. You had Golden State who was out there still doing OKC anytime. All these, and as soon as Durant went there,
So you're saying he took the easy road?
100% took the easy route. And then if you looked at it, in 2015 when the Warriors beat the Cavs in the championship, they won it in 6 games, and LeBron had nobody.
0.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody was gone,
He had
right?
a Dellavedova and
Then they won,
uh,
right? Then they won, and they lost the next 2. And the last one they got swept out of.
that was J.R. Smith.
And if you take really, you know what, the series changed over. And if you look at all those games, they were so close. So it's like
they lost by 10 points every game.
that is close when you got a guy like a Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and all these guys. It's going to be hard for Kevin Durant to do what he's doing. The pressure's not on him.
Agreed.
He can hit that big jump shot because guess what? If I miss it, I got all this other stuff going on. There's so many other things we can do. The fact it'll always go down, and there'll be a video of Draymond in his car crying, Sparty crying. You need to come here and win because we can't beat LeBron and we can't let him do this.
Exactly right.
That changed
exactly
the course
right.
of history. So he let a dude.
They did recruit him.
They let a 27-year-old dude with braces talk him into going to.
I'm gonna tell you, if
Going
you
to
can
braces.
watch some of the
Not even
games,
Invisalign, they were braces.
if you can watch some of the games with OKC and Golden State, and I was with my wife, Game 5, Game 4.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. He
Come
was
on,
sitting
man.
over there on the sidelines talking with Steve Kerr. I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting up here like Billy was. I don't know if Billy Donovan was the coach at that time.
Can you read lips?
Man, he's sitting over there talking with Steve Kerr.
So what?
Forget reading lips. He's over there talking with the opponent's coach. Why is he not talking with his coach?
I see opposing players talk to each other all the time.
No,
Yeah,
Coach
see,
all the
he
time.
should be in
Time-
that
it's time and moment in the game.
Exactly. We're in the
It's time and place
playoffs.
in the
We're
game.
in game 4, 5,
So what's he
and
saying
6.
then? What is he saying?
I don't know what he's saying because I can't say that, and I don't want to be sued
Speculation.
for saying anything that I'm gonna tell you.
So
Optics is wrong.
But that goes back to when Durant and Kyrie were talking in the locker room or something like that, or the hallway of the All-Star game, and everyone's
we
like,
all assume it's that because
and the
our
next day-
narrative is that. So that very well could be, but it also could be, I will talk to you in the summer.
In the summertime, and now all of a sudden
Whatever
you decide
happens.
to
Now it
go
could not be
State.
that at all. It could be just,
it
hey.
could be like, hey man, how are the kids?
It
Sweet.
could have been,
And then
it
we,
could have
and
been,
then,
hey, am
and
I
then the
working your
media
camp
takes
this
it and
year?
runs with it and
It
goes,
could
oh
be,
my
am I
God.
working your camp this year like I did last year?
Could be.
Wrong place and time to bring it up, and we don't know what they talked about. So, But just like when LeBron was under his shirt talking like this to
KD.
to everybody,
And
to
Alonzo
Ball when he
saw
played
that.
with the Cavs last year. He was like this. Everybody in Cleveland, they were worried dead going, he's telling him he's going to leave, which sounds ridiculous. And I'm sure he wasn't. I'm sure he was telling him, yo, young blood, you need to keep your dad out of your business.
And Lonzo did talk about what he was saying.
So I do think that it was more of that. I don't think it was the conspiracy. I love conspiracies, but that is conspiracy.
But
the conspiracy
That's right. I'm coming out.
It's not that. I don't believe it to be that. But I do think that the optics were bad, and when you know that you're on camera all the time, he could have simply said, "Young blood, we'll talk like this. We'll get together after the game and we'll chit chat about life and about the NBA." And could have left it at that. But he wanted the drama. He's LeBron, he drama. Don't you know that?
I have been, even, I'm going to give my guy a shout out, Colin Cowherd, who's a LeBron lover.
Yeah.
He's a LeBron apologist. He even says, it's getting a little bit too dramatic for me.
He does. Well, everything's calculated, and you know what? But it almost has to be. I feel bad. There's nobody like him in this world. There's nobody that's ever had to walk his shoes like he has. Mike didn't have the height at 14.
Mm-hmm.
Zion's kind of, but there was a precedent. LeBron's the precedent.
Yeah.
There was nobody like LeBron coming on ESPN national TV, Dickie Vitale, baby, calling games.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't happen.
Yep.
So it's hard for us to judge. I can't judge how he thinks and feels because I've never walked a minute in that man's shoes.
Yeah, I agree.
So I can take my little pot shots of being happy that he didn't make the playoffs because I'm a Cavs fan. I feel a little jaded that he left again.
Yeah.
But at the same time, look at all the good things he's done and all the things he's done. If he's going to have
he's got another school that
he's going to have a little pettiness, a little bit, big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why are we sweating the small stuff? Like, I talked a lot of trash about, really, why am I sweating the small stuff? Like, he legitimately has done so much for so many things beyond the game of basketball.
Beyond.
To me, that's what makes him the greatest. That's what makes him the greatest. I know I got Michael up here, but that's what makes LeBron the greatest.
How do you
He
feel
did so
about
much
LeBron?
more.
Let's get Ethan's take on LeBron.
To be honest,
From a hockey guy, from a hockey standpoint.
To be honest, I have respect for the guy,
Yeah.
and I think I remember I was writing an easy narrative essay. Hopefully they don't sue me for saying this on a sports talk show that
they will.
You're good.
that's filmed at 12 o'clock in noon.
It was your work.
Yeah,
You're
right,
good.
right.
So because it was over, our professional athletes are overpaid, and I literally I said the reason why they get so overpaid these days is because of modern television stuff and whatever, which it expands the name. So, and then I said it allows us to have these debates. Who's better, Jordan or LeBron? Because they both got that kind of exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And hockey, same thing. Who's better, McDavid or Gretzky? To be honest, I think it could go either way. I think McDavid might be better than Gretzky, but
Well, McDavid's still young.
And that's
McDavid's
real
still
hockey
young,
talk because I'm like Gretzky, Crosby, Lemieux. You're bringing up a guy I've never heard of.
I had trained the boy that he loved Conor McDavid, and that's all he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know.
so yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. I personally think LeBron could be better than Jordan, but you can't judge it by rings. You can't judge it by how many rings they have.
I agree.
Let me give you my thing on it. And once again, we was always talking about greatest eras.
Right.
LeBron is the greatest of this era. LeBron, right now, he's not the greatest player in the league this year.
Agreed.
But in the era, LeBron is that man. Just like how Kobe had it at one point in time and Jordan had it. The thing that separates LeBron from Kobe and I can't say Kobe because Kobe's tried to reach back and do a lot of different things with people. But Michael was strictly scoring championships. He kept it to the point where it was just about Michael and his brand. Kobe was the same way. Now Kobe, you see him writing books, you see him trying to mentor and trying to work with people.
LeBron
and he's
is
trying to
after
stay away.
retirement.
He's after retirement. He's like, okay, I'm leaving it alone. LeBron in his prime built that school. LeBron has always been reaching back, trying to bring everybody up. LeBron is he's even right now he's so much more than a basketball player. He lets you see
He's
that
a mogul stage right now.
with this profession, I can take this to a whole nother level. I still think it's unfair to try to say who's better between LeBron and Michael because if you got it in errors, it's hard to compare them.
We gotta let it rest until he retires and we see where the dust settles.
100%
I still
agree.
don't
But I
think
mean, we'll talk about it anyways.
But you're not gonna have a definitive answer on
That
it
is
because
always
you
the
get.
question when someone that good retires. Could they be the greatest of all time? Could they not?
There's no such
Same
thing
thing
as
is
the
going to
greatest of
happen
all
with Tom Brady. Actually, it's already happened with Tom Brady and Joe Montana.
It's no such thing as the greatest of all time. Real talk. It's the game
It's so
evolves.
different. It changes every.
Exactly.
Now it changes every 2 or 3 years, but it changes every 10 to 20 years.
Exactly.
Like Michael was
Hockey
it.
changes like every decade. You have a
Like
new
could
idea,
Kareem do
ideologies.
Kareem today? If Kareem was the same height and the same athleticism, don't give him KD's athleticism and put him in this game now. He's not Kareem like he was. He's not.
Exactly.
He's not. He's not. He's a 15-8 guy because he's gonna get bounced around. And I feel bad saying that, but it's true.
Right.
Now the skyhook you ain't stopping.
You ain't stopping. Most
But
of
guess what?
moving the league.
I'm gonna stop you from getting the ball.
Yeah.
We're just gonna defend you from getting the ball. Because now I can put somebody that maybe 2 inches shorter than you, but weighs 50 pounds more than you, is more athletic.
Oh yeah, you got more athletic.
You know what I'm
7
saying?
footers now.
Like you look at what Kareem, look at Karl Malone, and Karl Malone, you look at his size, you're like, man, he's a monster. He played at like 225. He didn't play very big. He was not a very. He was just so muscular. You look at like Magic was a big guy. He weighed 208 when he played. Like these guys were thin. Scotty was like 195.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm like, what? Wait a minute,
Yeah.
203.
Well,
That's why when you asked me how much.
LeBron's pumping in at
LeBron's
265.
So you
back in
remember
the
last
day.
week when you asked me how much is Westbrook weigh?
Right.
You were talking about Oscar
Oscar Robertson. They're
That's
the
what I'm
same
trying to
size,
say.
yeah.
Most basketball players range around 195
Okay.
to 210 maybe. And when they're bigger, when you was talking about Kareem, the reason why Kareem and Wilt Chamberlain was able to dominate and Bill Russell was able to dominate, because most of the time, how many times do you see athletic, fleet-footed, big guys?
Right.
Most of the time when you're that big, you have bone joint problems. You're not able to move. So when you're able to move like that at a big, especially back in them days when you didn't have the type of training and you didn't have the type of, to get better and coaching, either you were big and you could move or you couldn't. You was a big stiff.
Yeah.
Now these guys, you got 7 footers that look like
they can shoot threes at
Yeah.
7 foot.
point guards. So
Yeah.
to James's point when he said that could Kareem dominate, Kareem could put up numbers here, 15-8 guys, but he wouldn't dominate because you'll have so many guys that's his size that is just as athletic as he is.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
I
7
mean, he's
footer.
7-footer with a handle, like you said, no
Yeah.
joke. And
Yeah.
he's got a jump shot. So KD's jump shot coming down off of a run, like off the break, his
Yeah.
jump shot is just as unstoppable as a skyhook because you can't block
You
it.
can't
Yeah.
block it.
You can't block
stop
it. Now, Kareem, you can almost get from behind or from the side, like Mike got Pat Ewing. You know, you can sometimes get him that
Yeah.
way. You're not getting KD because if he's 11 feet in the air, letting go, he's
Yeah.
looking down at the
Yeah.
rim. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
So that goes
I
to
still don't like Slim Reaper, but
You call
he's
that last
unbelievable.
week.
Kevin
Slim
Durant.
Reaper.
The Kevin Durant.
That's funny.
But the thing is, this proves my point about this is why it's no such thing as a GOAT. Because you look at a player like Michael Jordan, who is LeBron influenced by? Michael Jordan.
Right.
If he never seen a Michael Jordan, he wouldn't know what to build upon. He wouldn't know how to make himself better than a Michael Jordan. Every player comes in, they show you a way of doing it, and then it's up to you to evolve the game a little bit more. And then another player evolves the game. And now the game, every player has evolved so much that the game itself has evolved. Now you got stretched 7 footers. You got guys like Embiid pulling up shooting 3-pointers. Why? He's a traditional center,
Yeah.
but he can do that because that's what the game has evolved so much.
Well, they
So-
finally letting him shoot those. Like back in the day, up until like 1999, we'll just say, we'll throw out an arbitrary number. They didn't let big men shoot threes.
Right.
You ain't shooting. You're putting
Nope.
your butt down in the block, and you're gonna stay there, and we're gonna run the ball through you if you're dominant. If not, you're gonna rebound and block shots. That's it. Like it was very simple. Now we're gonna stretch him out. That's the other thing. Kareem would have been stretched out.
all day.
Bring you out to the 3-point line, Kareem, and he'll be fouled out.
Yeah.
It's
That's
unfortunate.
That's what I think everyone likes about sports, because the game is always changing. There's always new ways to play it. There's always, best example, I know it's reality TV, but Survivor. Every time a new twist comes in, the game finds a way to change.
Change, yeah, absolutely.
Or as Ian Malcolm would state very proudly from Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
Life does find a way.
I like that.
And that's why I think Dirk Nowitzki, we don't give him enough credit. He changed the game
Yes,
himself.
he
He was
did.
the first like
Yes, he
7
did.
foot guy that could shoot threes, man. It was crazy.
And a legit Euro star that was able to come over and show off in his prime,
Mhm.
as opposed to in the 80s and the 90s, you got Sabonis came in, he was so old, and he's still schooling everybody. But imagine him playing against Hakeem Olajuwon and David Robinson and Patrick Ewing and Shaq when
Yeah,
he was
that's
in
a
his
guard
prime.
line.
When he was
That's
in his
first
prime,
line.
you look at his
Yeah.
kid. His kid's a pretty good ball player. His dad was 10 times the player he is.
Yeah,
We just didn't get to see it.
Sabonis was ridiculous. It was another one. What's the guy that was
Dude
from?
that passed away with the Nets.
Yeah, the jump shooter.
Dražen Petrovic.
Petrovic was awesome.
He was next
And
level.
Kukoc would have been that man
Had he not played with those guys.
had he
at that
not
time.
played with
He had his
Michael.
spirit broke.
Yeah, man, James, I love you, man. You think just like, I love it. Because I was just about to say that those 92 Olympics, when Pippen and Jordan was like Dobermans, and they purposely said, "We gonna cut his heart out. We gonna cut your heart out." Kukoc he knew that when he went to the Bulls, he was not gonna be the man. So with that cap put on him, he only evolved so much. But had he went to the Bulls with the hype that Jerry Krause had built him up with, he would have went in there thinking that he was the next Michael, because that's the way Krause had him set up. Like, this is the European version of Michael Jordan over here.
And he pretty much was. I mean, to a point. I mean, and when Mike left for that year and a half, for that year and a half, Kukoc looked like a new man. Like, he didn't look like he was sad.
Yep.
He was scoring.
Yep.
They were running game-winning plays for him in the game. Pippen sat down, didn't want to go out because they were going to run a play for Kukoc, and he hit the bucket anyways, and Pippen didn't celebrate. It's like, dog, you still won the game. He didn't celebrate. This is all about him.
I didn't know that.
Individuals.
I'm learning stuff on the fly right now, man. Okay. Okay. I'm sure they're going to have like a 30 for 30 about that.
There kind of was a little bit of something like that. It was more of the USA team. The breakdown of that was rough when they showed Kukoc. He just looked like he was out.
But the 2 years, I can tell you firsthand from living in Chicago, it was everybody. Pippen should have had that team, and management was still trying to find a way to build it around Kukoc. And Pippen just was dominant, and you couldn't erase Pippen or get rid of Pippen.
Yep.
And it got to the point where the Bulls were still in contention. And if it wasn't for, I believe it was what's the guy's name, the referee Hugh Hollins, who screwed us up from going to the finals again without Michael, because we was playing New York, and New York ended up beating us on a bad call. Pippen would have led the Bulls to the finals in 95 or 96. Yeah, we would have lost to the Dream. The Dream was killer. But it was still, we would have went there. And I think New York was a better show than we was. But that ended up making Mike come back. Plus, Michael was, not doing good in baseball. So
batting 202 in Double A.
You know what though? He was starting to hit and starting to come around when he went back to basketball.
Yeah,
but we can all, and I have a conspiracy sports show we're gonna do. We would talk about what happened with Mike and how all that stuff. Bad pizza, flu, hangover.
We talked about that.
Man, we got to do this. Let's talk, James. I like talking with you.
This is the No Hype Zone,
This is the No Hype Zone. You're
It's
right.
the No Hype Conspiracy Zone. That's right.
Show name just changed after 10 episodes.
I'm
We're
coming
canceling
in
the No Hype Zone here.
with a tinfoil hat. I'm telling you, I'm ready for it.
No, that's actually a great idea for a show. I'd love to do
But it makes sense. But you're right. And then it would have changed the whole complex of the league. They make the championship, don't win. Now it's like, well, your team made it there without you, but they didn't win. So you can still hold that over them. Like they said, 6-0, you brought up earlier. Championship shouldn't be the end result.
Yes.
He's 6-0, but he played 19 years. So 13 years, he didn't make it. How many times was it out of the first round? You know what I'm saying? That never happened to LBJ.
Yeah.
That never happened to him.
Yeah.
And he played with lesser talent.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Mike, I remember almost crying every year, like I'm looking at Michael wasting his career. I think I said it on the show one time. My father used to say that Michael Jordan's going to end up being the Ernie Banks of basketball. And it was until that Cleveland shot when he double pumped and hit that in Game 5. And even though we didn't go to the championship that year, I think at that point, everybody started saying, hey, this team with Pippen and Horace Grant can actually do something. And it took us a couple of years, and then we ended up winning because Phil Jackson made us a better team. Doug Collins was just a big cheerleader. And with that, I'm bringing Doug Collins up because I was in the barbershop yesterday. Shouts out to the Fern Barbershop. We'll be back over there soon. We was talking about the new Laker coach, potential Laker coach, and he was trying to say, well, Mark Jackson, just like how you said Mark Jackson should come over to the Lakers. And I was saying, no, they need over there a Phil Jackson type of coach. They need somebody who can, because you got a great player in LeBron. It's very hard to coach greats. And most people think that it's easy to coach greats. That's the hardest thing. That's what made Phil
ego.
The egos. You got to massage and manage the ego. It's easier to coach a bunch of, to excuse my language, busters, but it's easier to coach them and give them hope. Other than coaching guys that are super talented, and everybody you gotta say you gotta play a role, you gotta play a role, you gotta play a role. Yeah. So if you get somebody over there who's not a cheerleader with LA, you can turn that team to where it's supposed to be and get the most out of this last couple of years with LeBron. So he was saying, let's get Mark Jackson over it. No, get a Brad Stevenson type. But
who's out there though? Who is that guy? That's my hard thing.
I think Monty Williams is probably that close. Right now,
Monty want to be a part of the circus though? Like in his first time back after what? gone on in his personal life and everything, to come back and coach and have to be thrown in that spotlight, having to answer those questions, because guess what? Those LA reporters are going to bring up all that old stuff. It's tough for a person.
I think that with his part, he's always shown that he can persevere. And I think that he's
We're also
level-headed.
expecting the Lakers to do the right thing.
Yeah, well,
So they're going to hire Mark Jackson.
well, if they hire Mark
That's
Jackson,
the wrong move.
if they hire Mark Jackson, there's nothing against Mark Jackson. I like Mark Jackson. I think Mark Jackson, to me, was the Doug Collins of Golden State. And
Yes,
then you brought in
absolutely.
Steve Kerr. And not taking anything away from Mark Jackson, what he did with Golden State, but Golden State team needed to go to another level. Just like how the Milwaukee needed Jason Kidd to take them out of that
That's
losing
another
culture.
one. Jason Kidd could be a Lakers coach.
But again, I think, yeah, right.
Even
Jason-
Sean Miller could be one.
We'll draw the line at Sean Miller. No, I'm just
yeah,
like, yeah. He sweats too much.
But
He's
Jason-
a cheater.
But
Or
Jason
something.
Kidd got Milwaukee out of that losing culture mentality and got them to believe in themselves, but it was only so far you can take them. Now you got, who is that, Budenholzer that's over there now, that's running, I think it's his name, Budenholzer. Budenholzer running the team, and he can take them hopefully to another level. So, with that being said, the playoffs is, anything can happen in the playoffs. You got all these great teams. I'm happy with my boys landing at 6. I think Damon is still scary at, without having McCullough and without having, what's his name, Nurkic? Who got hurt.
Broke his leg.
Denver is always scary, but I don't know if Denver's going to beat San Antonio because Pop has the experience and Pop knows how to,
Get the best out of this
and
place.
get the best out of the play, especially in the playoffs. Golden State and Houston in the West is still, I believe that they're going to meet up in the semifinals.
In the second round,
In the second
unfortunately.
round. So, which I kind of believe that my boys got a chance to get there to the finals. That's hype. That's hype. No hype, Denver would be the team that comes out of that bracket. And then you're going into the East. You're looking at, of course, I'm looking at, I don't think Milwaukee is going to get to the finals. I think that out of the East, Toronto has the better makeup. And even this, and as crazy as this sounds, Boston. Kyrie is that type of player. If they all decide to get together, I believe that they're the OKC of the East, just like OKC is the Boston Celtics of the West. That they got those players that if they turn it on, it doesn't matter where you seated at, you can beat anybody.
Yeah.
And so, Toronto would be my no hype out of the East. Boston would be my somewhat hype, and Milwaukee would be my somewhat hype out of the East.
Gotcha.
So,
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. But also with that, we are running out of time.
Man, we've been killing it, man.
Yeah, but this is great. Like
longest episode ever, I think.
Yes, but I like how one topic turns to another, then we kind of snowball into one other thing or multiple things. I think that's great. We need to continue this conversation next time, but I think next episode we're doing our draft special.
Round table.
Yeah, we're doing a big round table.
Nick Bosa, that's going to be a big pick.
We'll see.
Oh, I forgot to
We're
say
gonna
for
take
football, I forgot to say, I think he's going to go to the Cardinals. They already have the quarterback in Josh Rosen. I know some people are saying he might be a bust. It's too early to tell.
It is.
Have some
I
fun
agree.
with it. Who knows? Maybe if he doesn't work out, there could be a great quarterback down the line for you guys. So
I like
You know.
Rosen. I think Rosen.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they're
I
going
like
to take
Bosa.
Bosa. I mean, I know Bosa's thinking 49ers. In reality, the Niners are set for next year, in my opinion. They don't really need anybody else. Sure, they have lots of old guys, free agent signings. I think 49ers, and this is
Are you a Niners fan?
I
Okay.
kind of am.
So we are in
He's
the
a,
hype.
he's a Stanford fan, so
Hype.
it stands to reason. But you're right; they were the darling pick last year until Garoppolo got hurt.
Yeah.
Like they had four national televised games, I think, scheduled, and they didn't get any of them in with Garoppolo.
Garoppolo is in my opinion. I mean, everybody tells me he's a bust. I think he could potentially be the next Tom Brady. Who knows? I mean, he spent so many years understudying him, or the next Steve Young. I mean, Steve Young in the shadow of Joe Montana for how many years?
Right.
And now all of a sudden he finally got his chance.
That's good.
Garoppolo
I
absolutely
like it.
has.
I like
He
it.
absolutely has.
History
an
doesn't
opportunity.
repeat itself,
Yeah.
but it often rhymes.
And with that, like I
That is
said,
the 10th episode.
yeah, the 10th episode here. Next week we're gonna do a big roundtable for the draft, and then I like how you guys were like, "Hey, let's do a conspiracy show."
Let's do
That
that.
will be fun, man.
That would be so fun.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks,
And,
man.
Of course.
it's
Awesome.
an
It was awesome.
honor.
Yeah, man.
It was
We'll
awesome.
have you on again. I love it.
All right.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks.
All right, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll catch
And
you
make
guys.
sure y'all check out James out west.
Yes.
James out west. This
There will
man
be
knows his
disclaimers
sports.
on there if
And-
I get
and check out his
introduced to
YouTube channel.
language.
Oh wow, Capitals 3-2.
All right, guys.
All right, well,
There we go.
well, subscribe to the No Hype Sound. These guys are awesome. Peace.
Thank you, sir. We'll do a quick little Marco Polo with all of y'all in here, so stay here, stay here, stay here.
Hey, you're good.